there's no place for me to anchor my stop loss, and for that I prefer to take the sell where I can see a clear area to anchor my stop loss. It's possible that I lose it, yes, but in trading, matter of fact, in anything in life, you have to risk. Now we have this 15-minute candle here, which is a bullish candle, a very large wick to the upside and a body to the downside. Before this very large wick bull candle, we have two fair value gaps, like a very small one there and one here. Let me extend the price so you see it better. So I'm gonna keep holding this trade. I know how close it is to stop loss. I know I can reduce the losses by just closing it and cutting it early, but these type of situations serve as like a learning experience, yeah, more than just trying to make money or win the trade. Alright, so as y'all can see, we just hit this area right here, which, as I was saying, is an area of interest for me because we're just under the 50%, and this was once, let me see if I try it, but anywhere around this area was, Jesus Christ, you get the idea, was once support once price was above it. So price going below it, I would like if this area acted as a resistance for the price to keep it down, but if not, then it does not. We take a $70 loss, which is less than 1%. The beauty of managing risk. But based on how this 15-minute candle closes, I'll know whether I can hold this trade or not. Ooh, this kind of looks like a trade that I shouldn't hold, to be honest, because I have a fair value gap at the bottom here too. So if price does bounce off of where it is right now and start pushing to the downside, I'll have to get past. Okay, so this looks like a slight gap as well, but this one at the bottom here I'll have to get past for sure, and I don't know how that's gonna work. Almost a top loss, sorry. So yeah, this entire trade is basically a result of going against trend. But even though I'm against the trend, if I was supposed to buy, I wouldn't really see. Actually, yeah, in the 15-minute here, not the 15, the 5-minute would be where I would have gotten the opportunity to buy. Actually, no, I'm not seeing any area where. Okay. So on the hourly, maybe this little retracement that happened, this small push here was just up until we touch this fair value gap right here, and then bounced to go higher and possibly push beyond these highs. Something to keep in mind though is, even if I lose this trade, it's possible that I can have a second entry, not to the downside obviously, but I'll have structure now. I'll have an area where I can anchor my stop loss if I'm interested in a buy. For this push to the downside here, the reason I couldn't possibly take this trade, even though it's a buy, even though I'd be entering a buy right here and possibly taking the profits once we pass this high, there's no place for me to anchor my stop loss, and for that I prefer to take the sell where I can see a clear area to anchor my stop loss. It's possible that I lose it, yes, but in trading, matter of fact, in anything in life, you have to risk. You have to risk something. So if you're not looking to risk anything, then what are you doing in trading? Like, really and truly, trading is not for you. Go big bread or something. But yeah, this is the situation. We haven't touched stop losses yet, but we're pretty close. I'm gonna come back and open the camera if we touch stop loss and I find a trade in the opposite direction. Let's say we break above here with a full close, then we have fair value gaps all here. So any slight retracement into this move to the upside, I can enter and I can anchor my stop loss right at this low right here, and hopefully hold it for more than 78 pips so I can recover using the same lot size, not risking, not doubling down or anything like that. We keeping the risk the same. So yeah, I'm gonna come back and give you guys that update once we get there, possibly in the next 5 minutes or something. But yeah, so it's more than the 5 minutes I thought it would take later, and price step on giving you false hope, then false fear, then false hope again, and fear. So the reason I decided to open the camera and start by recording, because we've been here before, but the difference is now we have this 15-minute candle here, which is a bullish candle, a very large wick to the upside and a body to the downside. Before this very large wick bull candle, we have two fair value gaps, like a very small one there and one here. Let me extend the price so you see it better. So yeah, we stretched it out, and if you could see right between this little distance, just between there and there, you see fair value gap. Above it as well, we have there and between there. Now, if you notice, this is the large wick candle that I was talking about. Let me drag it down a little bit more so the pricing touch stop loss while I try to explain to y'all why I hold in this trade. But even if it still touch stop loss, I still want to give you the reasoning as to why I held this trade. Even though I saw it was that close to my stop loss, yeah, I could have decreased my losses if it go and touch my stop loss. Right, but I'm holding it because here at this fair value gap, right, which was formed before this high right here was taken, right, this high did not touch this fair value gap to the upside. So we have resistance to the upside and we have open resistance to the downside, right? We acting like this candle in farms here. Now, moving on to this candle that's currently farming. The fair value gap that was just before this large wick got tapped into, right? So this fair value gap here got touched into after this high is broken. The only thing about this high being broken, however, is that it didn't break with a close above here. In fact, it was a very large wick. And this large wick to the upside, along with the very bullish volume bar information that we can see at the bottom here, especially at an area where there is resistance to the upside, there's fair value gaps over here, the same fair value gap that we retraced into that was not filled, right? So once this price filled that gap, it's filled now, but it was not filled before this wick was formed. So once price filled that gap, in order to break past that gap, I would at least expect a full close, even in the gap area itself. Instead, price just wicked into that gap area. Let me extend it back again, and chose not to close in that area. So from here, the fair value gap begins, and I would say it ends here. And then we also have another one that begins there and ends here, right? So we have those two areas of resistance to the upside for price to maybe bounce off of if we have a push. That's down. Now, volume bars at these specific areas is the reason behind me holding this trade. The volume bars, the candlestick formations, as well as the fact that we're now retracing into that, or we just retraced into that fair value gap. Now, one thing to keep in mind is once we retraced into this fair value gap to the upside, we now had to deal with this fair value gap here, which is the second one to the downside. Because what happened, right, is this price actually touched this fair value gap here first to the upside before touching this fair value gap here to the downside. So currently, price is bouncing from the downside going up. And remember, before all of this happened, I said if there's support to the downside going up, I will not hold this trade. So we have one more support to the downside, but we do not have any more support to the upside because all the fair value gaps were touched. Regardless, this candlestick formation, the price action of this candlestick, as well as the volume bars, are indicating that maybe we don't want to push higher. So I'm gonna keep holding this trade. I know how close it is to stop loss. I know I can reduce the losses by just closing it and cutting it early, but these type of situations serve as like a learning experience, yeah, more than just trying to make money or win the trade, because I'm really studying price action. I'm really taking all the things that are happening into consideration. So because of the fact that I don't check the trade section in my MT5 anymore, I don't know what dollar amount in drawdown I am right now. What I do know for sure is that I have a stop loss set there, and the stop loss is roughly $70 if it gets touched. So we're gonna let this price do its thing, and hopefully all the different indicators in price that we were able to identify helps us to hold this trade, which potentially is a winning trade. Regardless, even if it's a losing trade, it's a good loss. It's a very, very good loss. So let's see. Well, we're back, and a few things your boy got new here do. I don't know if you're fucking with it or if they're working for me or not, but you know, 641, yeah. Anyhow, The trade that we took on Friday, the last time I opened this camera was Friday. So y'all last seen me last week. Today is Tuesday. I couldn't open the camera over the weekend. I wasn't even home in town. So life this be busy, man. Life this be. Anywho, this sell that we entered on Sunday obviously was an L. I didn't get a chance to open back up the camera at the end of the day to give you guys that update. But yeah, I was going against the trend, even though it was a small trade. Lesson I want to say learned, but no. Monday I didn't actually place any trades. Yes, we had all this little price action, whatever that was like a sell, could have somehow capitalized if it was, you know, if it was a trade that was in alignment with my strategy, the confirmations I look for, my trading plan. It was not, so I didn't take that trade. I do believe though this video should close here, since you know it's just the ending of last week's video and making one thing. I haven't been trading that much. So yesterday I didn't trade. Last week I only took 2 trades. Before then probably was 2 trades again. So in the past 3-4 weeks I've basically taken about 5 or 6 trades. PNL is looking good though. I am still up, making personal withdrawals and shit like that. Even with 2 trades per week, I am still up. I trade in less from now on, whatever. Oh yeah, before we go, I keep forgetting to ask y'all, but we on a mission, bro. We growing this channel. There's no time limit, there's no deadline or anything like that, but we growing this channel, right? We're uploading every 2 days. So stick around for the journey. I'm gonna be doing a lot more day in the life videos, so persons can get a little insight into what it's like, you know, being a full-time forex trader, whether you're from the Caribbean or anywhere outside the US, because the internet is flooded with day in the life videos of forex traders in the US, but it's a bit of a stretch. I don't want to say it's unrealistic, because a lot of them lying, but you know, forex is an actual career. You know, you don't actually make $100,000 every day. You don't trade every day. You don't, you know, be doing the things that these people be doing every day. We have normal lives as well. It's just that normal life is that we getting to do whatever we want to do with the freedom of being able to make money with a phone and an internet connection. So if you haven't already, please remember to like and subscribe, because more content will be coming very soon. In fact, I'm supposed to start another video right now as I end this one, so I'm gonna catch you in that one if you're gonna be watching it. So see you there. Until next time, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.